We are going to start off by spritzing our paper front and back with clear water. Now make sure you have a relatively sturdy piece of paper. It doesn't have to be watercolor paper, but if you've got something that's too light, it's going to buckle and cause you problems. Okay, we're going to start off with the Egyptian gold. Now make sure, like I said, that you swirl it up and you get the mica, the shimmery part. Dab randomly. You can move it around a little bit. I'm going to start off with the lighter colors, so I'm going to take the pipette and pick up some of the sunburst. And again, I'm just going to let that wiggle around a little bit. Oops. See how quickly the lighter colors can disappear. So I think I'll just go put a little bit more of that gold back on. There we go. Then ginger peach. So what you probably want to do is get 2 or 3 pieces of paper so that you can have a predominantly red one, and maybe an orangey or yellowier one, and so on, so that you can get some variety and some choice of color. And I'm doing copper. It's another fairly less intense kind of color, so it might disappear, especially once I get going with all the other colors, darker colors, which is all fine to say you're going to limit yourself, but it's pretty hard to do. And then persimmon, which is a gorgeous color, just a gorgeous color. I'm just going to take this big brush and get it to move a little bit more. I don't want any white showing. It can be light, but I don't want the white. And then the last 2 colors, the autumn leaf and the ginger flower, those are pretty dark colors. I'm not going to put too much of those on, but I am going to put a little bit. Swirl down to the bottom, and then you can put in this ginger flower. Put some in here, and then I'm going to put in some autumn leaf. Now when you use the pipette, you end up getting quite a bit more of the mica. There we go. There. It's not going to be like that when it dries. It's going to continue moving until it dries up, and what you have here is probably not what you're going to end up with at the end. So don't fuss too much, is what I'm trying to say. It's going to do what it's going to do. And once it gets to a certain point, you can finish it up with a hairdryer. And that's all dry, ready to go. I've got my leaf pattern. I took the same leaf pattern and made it 4 different sizes. And I put it on the clear acetate sheets. And what I will do, I will trace around them. Try to get a little bit of the yellow in, at least a few of them. I'll trace around them and I'll cut them out. So I've got them all cut out. I have about 3 or 4 of each size. And now I'm going to do a little bit of detail painting. I've got my liner, and I'm going to paint in some center veins. I'm using a little mix of the ginger flower, which was the purple, and the autumn leaf, and change it up a little bit. Some of the lighter ones you might want to use just the autumn leaf. Just make them flow. The other thing you can do is put in a few little mold spots, just here and there. Don't want to work too hard at this step. You want it still to have, you know, the look of all the beautiful colors. If you get too carried away, then you end up covering them up. It does dry lighter than you see, so just because it might look a little dark doesn't necessarily mean that's going to end up being the way it's going to show at the end. So you can take an angle, and you can add a few colors as well. If you're finding that your leaf is maybe just a little too blotchy and you'd like to have it looking a little bit more realistic, you could take the autumn leaf and just darken some edges. You want to float down the center veins there. Mostly I'm using the autumn leaf and the ginger flower, but if you really decide that you would like to have some more red on one or other of them, then maybe add a little bit of persimmon. You can go straight persimmon, or you can mix with your other 2 colors. It's quite the gorgeous color, actually. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and finish those up to the way I would like them. I actually went back and put a little bit more of the Egyptian gold on top as well. Try not to overdo this painting step, because you'll just make them all muddy, and you actually want these bits of true color showing through. To measure where you're going to apply the gold leaf, I usually take the lazy way out and just get a ruler, line it up to the edge, and make a line like that, rather than measuring. So just go around all 4 sides like that. Then I have a 7mm double-backed tape, and I just lined that up, pressed it down, the corners are a little bit fiddly, but it's worth it. You could also do a ruler and a Krylon metallic pen, but you have to, that's a little bit more fiddly again. Okay, so then just apply your gold leaf. So I think I've got my arrangement. I've gone with a diagonal, and the small ones going through the next size, and finishing up with the larger at the corner there. Try to do a little bit of overlapping. Try not to get them all marched down in a row. And I'm just going to get a glue stick, and I will be gluing them all down. I've had lots of fun exploring and painting with the rains and the twinks with my artwork, and I hope you've enjoyed the project and ideas that I presented to you this month. I'm LydiaSteeves, and please visit my website as many times as you'd like. Happy painting!